Welcome to Start Building Me, folks, my nightly training session to get you to stand up off your couch, off your chair, wherever you are in the world, and realize that exercise and healthy diets are mandatory, folks. It's one of those things where you might be young, you might think you're invincible now, but chronic illness, i.e. illnesses that will stay persistent in your life, will result if you do not exercise and take your diet seriously. The best thing is it's pretty easy, very easy. In fact, even an ape can do it, folks. I could teach a chimp how to lift weights and eat properly, and the good thing is that they probably do it anyway, right? You're you're smarter than a chimp, aren't you? It's a Simpsons joke of some episode that I can't remember now. Anyway, I'm here nightly to take questions and answer questions, jazz in the house, do a few squats, do a few push-ups, and explain to you that if you just get a bit of a walk in during your day, do some push-ups, do some squats in some various forms, it will improve your life, reduce the chances that you are going to get various acute and chronic issues, and it's going to improve your life in so many ways that I will get into if you watch my YouTube channel. Excuse me. You'll get more information about that. But this is just a nightly roundup where I try to spend 15 or 20 minutes to do some exercise to wind up my day as well and pump the blood around the body, which is what exercise is all about. Raising your blood pressure temporarily, raising your heart rate. This will help your biochemistry work. And folks, if you do not work your body will not work, as I always say here at Start Building Me. So I hope you had a good day wherever you are. Hope the man isn't getting you down, or the lady for that matter. All about equality. So, look after yourself. Let's get some blood pumping. Let's get started. As always, I want to be in and out. I've got stuff to do, and I hope you do as well. Might be dinner, might be schoolwork, might be work. Hope you're still not at work though, if you know what I mean. And whoopsie. My popper stopper just came off. And ask any questions, as always, folks. I'm here to help you understand that exercise isn't something that you need to pay for. You don't need to subscribe to anything. You don't need to buy any fancy clothes or any gear. You don't really have to play sports if you don't want. You just have to move your body somewhat, folks. That's really all I'm trying to teach you. I don't want your engagement. I would much prefer you to just take this message now and go for a walk, provided it's safe to walk wherever you are. If not, just walk on the spot here and listen to my gibberish for the time being. And maybe do some squats, which if you look at my YouTube videos, I will have some exercises that I'll show you how to do and explain them. But it's good practice for me to explain them as well. What a squat is a compound movement, meaning you use multiple muscles. You're standing roughly shoulder width apart, sitting back into your heels. That's what we're getting into, folks. So back into your heels, weight going to the outside of your feet. You can hold a preacher stance or have your arms going out like this to stop yourself falling backwards. And that is the essence of the squat. And folks, you're pumping so much blood around your body when you're doing this exercise through your hamstrings, your quadriceps, your gluteal muscles, keeping your core stable. Even in your calf muscles, you'll be needing to keep stability. So you'll need to be keeping blood pumping through your body. For instance, right? This is all exercise is. This is all you need to be doing, but you have to do it. So many people think this is just for athletes. So many people think, I'll put it off till later, folks. This is exactly what I see with so many people in the world. With all the data analysis that I've done in healthcare, people put it off. And folks, you don't want to start getting chronic illnesses, or you don't want to start getting cardiovascular disease or other diseases that come as a result of not exercising. People really don't understand how important exercise is for your brain and your body. And if you don't do it, the only person that loses out, folks, is you, right? So, you got to do it. And it should be quick and easy and enjoyable. I'm only going to be here for another 10 minutes and then I'm going to get out of here, get back to reading whatever it is that I was reading, must have been riveting, as I cannot remember what it is anymore. It's probably something about banks collapsing, knowing me, or something about data analysis in healthcare, which is something that interests me greatly. And as I said, the typical solution has been curative medicine, where, you know, surgery happens and doctors prescribe you drugs, do all that stuff. That might be great, that might be working for people, but a lot of the time you can avoid all that by doing this, and this is called preventative medicine. And this is what I have been inspired to do after seeing curative medicine work or not work for 20 years now, and you know, seeing the fallout as a result of it, folks. And trust me, as somebody who has worked for 17 odd years in hospitals, you don't want to go to hospital, you don't want to see the doctors. When it's at that stage, it's too late, trust me. So let's keep the blood pumping, let's stay positive. I don't want to go to hospital. I hate the doctors as well. So keep the blood pumping, squats are the most important, do some work, do some walking rather, and get out of here and breathe. And my heart rate went up to 106 BPM at this stage today, so it is working, folks. That's basically it. Oh my goodness, it's nice that the summer's coming to an end here in tropical far north Queensland in Australia, folks. It is boiling during the days. I am drinking a lot of water and still not enough, which can be quite entertaining for people that watch me slurring my words and getting all dizzy. Maybe not, I don't know. It would seem quite amusing to me watching me, but if you have a better sense of empathy than I do, then maybe it's not funny, maybe it is concerning. But folks, rest assured, I am fine. I have had many more hits to the head in various shapes or form, both literally and figuratively, that I barely even noticed it, to be honest. Anyway, I've had dinner, that's why I'm burping. Salmon and sauerkraut, folks. Amazing, as you'd probably agree, right? Something that I'm sure absolutely 0.05% of the people who will ever watch this video will consider a tasty dinner. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and shake it off. Shake out your fingers, shake off your arms. Maybe you want to do some backwards shoulder circles. Whatever it is. My rebuild series will get some video attention maybe at the end of this week. I'm still getting close. My tendons are starting to feel alright. I'm going to go to the gym a few times this week, see how I feel. My diet's always great, so that's a good thing about my rebuild. If you watch any of the rebuilds from the last few months, you'll see that nothing has really changed there for my diet. But I've taken some time off the gym because stuff was getting tender. Tender tendons, folks, is not great as you get older. You're trying to avoid doing any damage. So try and gently ease into exercise, and that's what we're always doing here at Start Building Me. I want people to slowly ease into exercise because it's one of those things where you can damage yourself. And you see all these videos on Instagram, you see them on YouTube where people are doing some really high technical exercise stuff where you can do a lot of damage. As the heron and the tortoise, you know, shows you that you got to walk before you can run, and that slow and steady wins a race, folks. Follow what I say, not what I do. When I was doing 90 to 120 minutes in the gym every day, and then my tendons started to ache, I'm like, what's going on? As I said, follow what I say, not what I do, folks. Sometimes I can get a little bit carried away with exercise. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and take a break. Breathe. Remember, this is the best thing you'll do all day. It's the thing that will keep you living longer. It will keep your organs working better. It will burn fat. It will reduce or increase your cortisol, reduce your cortisol as well, funnily enough, in a little bit later. It will improve your sleep. It will make you itchy. Just joking. I am itchy now due to some sort of chemical contact that I came into today. Much like that guy in RoboCop that slams his truck into the toxic waste. Just joking. I probably should have a shower to wash it off, whatever it is. And keep the blood pumping, folks. Like I said, I'm just here for another 10 minutes tonight to answer questions, save you going to personal trainers, tell you to get outside and walk. The anti-influencer is what I am. I'm trying to get you away from the internet and to exercise, if it's safe to do so, of course, outside. Go for a walk together with a few friends. Get outside is my ultimate message, folks. There is nothing that good that comes from staring at screens all day and being somebody else's engagement, right? Might seem interesting when you're young, but just try and, create your own culture, as I like to say. As a famous philosopher, let's call him, said, Terence McKenna, we should be creating our own culture. Don't be somebody that gets absorbed by other culture made, pre-programmed by other people. And I don't want to get shadow banned, folks, but please create your own culture. Write your own music, as I know Jazzercise does in here. Jazz99199 is a musician. So am I. And there's so many cool things that you can do away from the screen. Don't be absorbed into other people's culture. Don't be dragged in or dragged through, the way is the best way to describe it, through the media. So much garbage out there. So why consume it, right? So it's just like I'm saying, with a healthy diet. Healthy diet includes a healthy media diet. Healthy exercise. Whatever you want to do, folks, please stay away from the screens. As I cast this, again, follow what I say and not what I do. I'm casting this over Twitch, over YouTube, over Facebook, and I'm trying to say, people, get outside, get away from this stuff. Might sound crazy, but, I really believe that you'll improve your life if you get away from screens, get outside, hang out with your friends, go for a walk. Walking's always good exercise as well. Or even if you're going to go and eat with friends. Get outside, go to a local restaurant or something like that. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm doing groups of 5 tonight. 5 repetitions or sets of 5 repetitions. You can do 1. You can have a chair as well. You can sit down on a chair and stand back up. Like, whatever you want to do, folks. It doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to encourage you to exercise. You could just be walking in a circle in your room. This will get the blood pumping around your body and, again, help you sleep. Relax. Reduce your anxiety. Reduce your depression. You will be able to say to yourself, hey, pat on the back, I've done some exercise today. A lot of people don't understand that the depression and their anxiety stems from not doing any exercise, and that's what I'm here to explain to you. I used to think people were just lazy, but then I realized people just really don't understand, and if they understood, they would exercise more. And I think that's the reality of it, because every single one of my friends who I've exercised with in the past or trained with have kept it up in some shape or form, and I've seen it improve their lives. Anyway, I'm going to do 5 more squats, then switch it up to the floor cam. Here at startbuilding.me, do some push-ups, and then get out of here. What do you reckon, folks? Hope you're going to do something exciting for your evening here in Australia, for your morning in Europe, wherever you are. God knows what time it is in the US. Probably you should go to bed. And like I said, get some sleep. Ignore me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have a breath. Take a load off. Sit on the ground. And where am I here? I'm going to my black magic switcher. Going across, getting rid of Windows prompt. How dare you? Get out of here. Ugh. And I'm going to stretch my ankles, stretch my quadriceps at the same time. By kneeling down like this, you are stretching out your ankles, which are muscles that can stay quite tense if you don't ever get this sort of flexion and extension of your ankles. lean back a little bit, put a little bit of tension on your quadriceps, give them a stretch as well. Why not, whilst you are down here, folks, have a bit of a stretch of your quadriceps, especially if you've been sitting on a chair all day, which most people do. I don't. I work outside all day, I walk around all day, I barely sit down at all. So that's also a problem, right? You also still want to stretch if you're walking and doing physical exercise. Now, you can do push-ups off your knees if you want. It doesn't really matter. If you don't have the upper body strength yet, you can do push-ups off your knees like that. You are still pushing blood through your body if you're doing them off your knees. Do not even sweat it. But if you want to do normal push-ups, then feel free to do it. If you want to know how to do it, I'll explain it in a bit, but you can also go to the YouTube channel that I've created and watch the demonstration video. Something that I've been saying for 3 years now and been saying it until I'm blue in the face. So today I'm not. I'm just going to try and get some push-ups out myself for my own leisure, because guess what, folks? I have an ulterior motive here on Start Building Me, and it's to exercise myself, right? So I benefit from exercise, so I'm going to do some of my own exercise here. I'm not just explaining stuff to people. I'm not just hanging out with different friends virtually in different countries, but I'm also doing my own session, right? So there is a reason why I'm doing this, is because it works and it improves my life and makes me feel good. That's why I do it. It's like, hey, how come this guy's doing this and he doesn't want anything for it? It's because it's awesome, folks. Don't forget, tense your butt, makes it a lot easier. Push-ups are basically planks with motion, and that's how you've got to sort of see it as, is that once you've, the classic plank exercise, that's what a push-up is. You're just moving up and down at the same time. So that's why if you keep your butt tight, it will keep your core tight, it will make the movement easier. Almost 20 past the hour. My lowest heart rate in my sleep last night was 38 BPM, folks. That is incredibly low. Usually 43 is as low as it gets. Nothing to be concerned about. It's just something I'll monitor, as I said, as it's not usually so low. Anyway, spread your fingers will give you a more stable base. Breathe, folks. One thing that I always forget to tell people, as a novice, you'll always forget to breathe. So never stop breathing. It will always make this stuff easier. Feels good as well. Breathe and relax. I will be around for another 2 minutes to do some more push-ups. I was still gonna make some YouTube short videos and some Instagram videos, but I'm just not feeling like I want to do that tonight. And that's exactly another message that I always say with Start Building Me. You don't have to train every day, but the more consistent you are, if you take a day off, it doesn't matter. But then if you take another day off and another day off and another day off, then it does matter, right? That's pointless. It's better to do a couple of minutes here and there every day rather than one monster gym session once a week is kind of pointless. It's not really, but I mean, it's better to do 10, 15 minutes a day every day, and you'll get that benefit from consistency, as I always say here. Even Albert Einstein, the famous physicist, once said that compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. There are those who understand it and those who pay it. Don't be one of the people that pays it, folks. 1, 2, 3, tense your butt. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe you want to hold it there, intensify it a little bit. 2, 3, 4, 5. Cat stretch. Oh, I feel my back click, my old aging dust collecting back. Oh, help me, I'm dying. Just joking, folks. a bit of evil humor. That's on 20 minutes. I'm going to do 5 more push-ups and get out of here. I'm going to go wrestle with my dogs. Don't think there's anything that I wanted to watch today. Any decent media, as always. Hit me up on Twitch. Hit me up on Twitter. Dave at startbuilding.me. Email. Whatever medium that you want to get through, folks. Send me some requests. I'll get through to it. It's interesting to read some of the questions and interest from people all around the world. It's such a cool medium. And instead of just training 1 or 2 people, how many push-ups did you start with before you got into fitness? Mate, that's an awesome question. And thanks for this question. I will stick around a little bit longer to answer that question. When I first started doing push-ups, I think as a kid, I was always trying to get 10 out, right? But they probably would have been 10 bad push-ups. And then in the end, I was just trying to do 30 a day, and not 30 and then multiple of them, just 30. So when I started doing push-ups and doing 10, they were probably sort of looking, not quite that bad, but like, just sort of little ones like that. And starting with 10 and thinking I was the absolute man by doing that, right? And I would go as far to say to people, when you're starting off with push-ups, you might just want to do 3 or even 1. Lie on the ground, so don't have your arms out like that, have them closer to your body, spread your fingers, look ahead, tense your butt, breathe in, and then maybe take a bit of a time off, breathe in, and take a rest between every individual one. As I always stress, who am I here? Typical Australian. I'm a typical Australian as well, so that will be easy to remember. The numbers are arbitrary, meaning it doesn't really matter how many you're doing, just try and make them clean, make them controlled, don't hurt yourself. And like I said, you don't have to come here to do them every day. I just want people to realize the message that I'm trying to get through is just be consistent with it. You could just do 3 really clean push-ups once a day, and that will make a difference, right? It sounds trivial. Most people will say, oh, that's garbage, but it doesn't. I started with the same, I'm just getting into 15 reps with 3 sets. That's awesome. That's like, yeah, well done. That's awesome. That's a good number. 15's awesome. And so if you wanted to drop it back to 10 and then do multiples of 10, then you're doing really well. So that's man, you're killing it. That's really cool to hear. It's it's funny, like people automatically think that there's a target number or a target amount of sets. There isn't. The target is consistency. And that's why I'll always be here at least 5 days a week. I used to do it 7, but I'm running out of time, but nonetheless, I like to get the message across. It took you a while. Hey, as I always say as well here, typical Australian, you're not competing against anyone apart from yourself, right? So if it took you a while, compared to what? Compared to who? Who cares? You're making progress. And if you're doing more than you could do yesterday, or even if it's not more than yesterday, but more than a few months ago, you're making progress, right? So forget the amount of numbers you're doing, just try and keep it consistently with what you can do every day. And 3 by 15, that's amazing. Yeah, man, much love. I love hearing messages and feedback from people because it really does make a difference to your life. And when I started off, I can remember just doing 30 every day, but every day. And when I was 12 or 11, I had a 6-pack and was just kept on going with it, and it just made getting into exercise and weights and doing sports a lot easier over time. And so if you're just staying with numbers like that, like I said, do 10, 5s, whatever, just do some variations of those numbers and you'll make progress. Like I said, I love being the clown here online and having people come and ask questions and train with me, but you don't have to be here. But if you're making progress, that's awesome. And that's a cool name as well, Typical Australian. What is a typical Australian? I don't know, but I sort of feel like I'm a typical Australian as well. Anyway, how about we do 5 push-ups and get out of here, folks? Love you all, as always. That made my day, typical Australian. And I'll do 15 for you. 3, 4. Spread your fingers, tense your butt, look up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I could have done them on my knees. It doesn't matter, folks. The blood would still be pumping through my body, and that's all that matters. Woohoo, awesome. Right on, man. Thanks for the question. That really fired me up and really gave... Sorry, Jazz. I love you too. But that made my night. Thanks for the question and have a great day and hopefully see you all soon. As always, folks, I love you.